What is market capitalization of a company, or market cap, in other words? Market capitalization, I'll refer to it as a market cap, represents the price of a business being sold in its entirety. It's a notional number. The way that the number is calculated is by taking the share price of a company that's quoted, let's say, on the public exchanges, and multiplying that share price by the total number of shares outstanding. This produces a huge, usually huge number called market cap. And it's a notional number that people use, investors use, to decide that if they were to buy one share of the company, notionally speaking, if they were to buy the business in its entirety, what's the market cap? What's the actual price that they're paying for the business if they were to visualize it from the standpoint of buying the entire thing all at once? So that's why it's an important number. Let's do a quick example of an estimate of market capitalization for a company. In this case, I'll use the company EMX Royalty Corp, where their website is emxroyalty.com. They have a stock quote at the top of the screen here for their ticker symbol of EMX. The price quote here at the top of the screen is $291. So I'm going to take a calculator here and plug in 291, and I'm going to be multiplying that by a figure that's found in their financial statement. And the financial statement can be found through the Investors tab, clicking on Financial Statements here, scrolling down, and there is a first quarter report, period ending March 31, 2025. Clicking on that link there opens up the statement on page 3 of this statement. Page 3. There's a figure at the bottom. This row says here, weighted average number of shares outstanding, followed by the number that's a bit over 109 million. Weighted average number of shares outstanding simply means the average number of shares as measured throughout the reporting period, as opposed to specifically the exact number of shares reported on the final day of the period. But we'll use this number here, 109 million. We'll plug that into our calculator. So it's 291 times 109, 294,071. And that gives us a number here of 318 million, a bit over 318 million. So that's the US dollar market cap. So this company, EMX Royalty Corp, is a natural resource focused company. So let's say that there is a competitor of theirs that was, let's say, much larger, a big mining company that wanted to buy them. And they took a look at their financial statements and they came to an idea of how much the company is worth. Let's say they thought EMX Royalty Company was worth 500 million, but they realized that the market cap of the company was 318. They might think, well, we can make an offer to the shareholders of, let's say, 400 million in market cap and offer to buy the entire company. That number of 318 million, approximate market cap, that's a number that a company would use if they were considering acquiring EMX Royalty Corp. Or it could also be fund managers or professional investors would be using that number and coming up to their own decision as to how much they think the company is worth, adding up all the assets of the company, subtracting out liabilities, and deciding if they think it's worth more than 318 or less than 318. And if it's more, they might be interested in buying it. And if it was less, they might not be interested in buying it. Everybody would have to arrive at their own conclusions in regards to that valuation. But once again, market capitalization is the approximate number that you get when you multiply the price of a company that's traded in the open market times the total number of outstanding shares. The number that you use for total number of outstanding shares could be the outstanding shares for a specific single day, or they could be expressed, as we saw in that report just now, as the weighted average number of shares. You'll want to take a look at events that have occurred recently to make sure that that weighted average number is close to being accurate. As an example, if there was a big stock split or a reverse stock split or an acquisition or a merger, it could cause that weighted average number to be skewed a little bit one way or another. So you just want to take a look at that too. But generally speaking, that's what market capitalization is, and that's how you find it.